What's up, Lucky Gamers? It's Lucky Lux, and yes, I'm here. I am alive. I know a lot of you knew that I've been dealing with COVID. Still dealing with COVID, and I haven't really been uploading a video, but I am alive here, just having a lot of just issues with my lungs and stuff, so it just kind of hurts to just talk a lot. And I'm having issues with my internet, so that's why I haven't been streaming as consistently. But I am trying to get everything back to normal, guys. I promise, because I know you guys want to donate as much as you can to the channel points, and you just want to honestly see my darling face, and you want Frontier Clash runs. Let's just be honest. You want the Frontier Clash, Void Rift, and Join Op runs. So I'm trying to get that stuff back to you guys, but you know, as you guys have told me, health comes first. So we're going to be talking about basically today what characters you should be going for as the future of healer slash support, right? Like, what characters are a good idea for you? I'm going to be talking about this from like basically free to play and people who spend, because like there is a clear difference of like how many characters you get and what you could really focus on. Not really going to be talking about too many of the standard banner characters because you can get those. When we talk about SR characters like Pepper, I'm going to be including. A lot of y'all like tried to like fire me up in the comments about Bai Ling. I really don't care about Bai Ling. She's just an SR. Like, there's just other characters that are going to replace her in the future. Like, Bai Ling is not the end game for us. But, like, when I talk about physical or I talk about Shiro, just know that, like, if you don't have Shiro, just include Bai Ling. Like, you can just include Bai Ling there. There's no point in pointing it out in the comments. But we do know that Frigg is going to be almost up, and then we have Claudia here. If Frigg's not already gone. Can't remember. I haven't checked the banner. But, let's pretty much talk about like what characters are worth it for you. I am assuming you already are looking at getting Coco Ritter in 0. I know that Nemesis not everybody grabs, so I'm not going to assume everyone has her. And then Shiro, again, a great option for the Grievous, as we talked about before on the channel, right? So first look is Frigg. Is Frigg a good option for you if you are a healer / support? Can you use her? Now, in terms of what you can do as a support, like Free doesn't really add anything at all, but for your like solo content, you totally can run her. You can run Coco Ritter with Frigg, and then you have the Frost Resonance, and then all you have to do is just run another like support. And when you're doing activities, you could literally still have your healer resonance, but just have Frigg, and you can use Frigg to charge your abilities on your 0 and your Coco Ritter that we used to like discharge on the shield. You have a discharge for the Coco Ritter. You could totally do it. Like, you could totally do that. With a lot of these characters, you could totally do it. I really only recommend characters that have resonance that you would do this with, because it'll also boost the healer that you'll have higher stars on, because that's what you should be working on, is getting stars on these healers. I mean, these supports. And so you'll be able to boost the damage of them. So Frigg is an option for you if you grabbed her. She has great AoE. She just suffers like when it comes to some DPS, because there's just not a lot of AoE situations other than like Bygone and Join Ops. Right? Because like the raids and the Frontier Clash, like that all is single target stuff. But you'll be able to do a little bit of damage with her and boost your Coco Ritter's damage. Honestly, your Coco Ritter will probably be like doing quite a bit of damage depending on the star level that you get your Frigg. Right? Next up, Claudia. Is Claudia a good option for you if you're going to be a healer / support? Technically, yeah, she's a better option for you than Frigg. Honestly, why? Because, well, you'll already be building into Shiro to have her. So for your solo content, you'll have Shiro and Claudia. Claudia can boost your like discharge abilities. So like if you have a Nemesis or if you have a 0, they will hit a little bit harder, so it'll add some extra DPS to the team. She has wonderful charge, so she'll be able to charge up your support's abilities to help them fire off while you're also doing some damage. And if you know in the future that you should be getting Lyra, then you could literally run Lyra with another support and have Claudia, and then you can have a physical resonance, and like you can boost the physical damage that Lyra does, and you can do some insane damage while also still being a wonderful support. So Claudia is going to be a great option for you. when it comes to what's coming up, oh, first off, I'm assuming these guys aren't coming, so I'm not even going to talk about them. I'm assuming they're not going to drop. So yeah, just know they're most likely not going to drop. So we're just going to ignore these two. But so I don't know who's coming next. We can only guess, but we know Ruby, Saki, and Cobalt B are going to be the next ones. I'm automatically just kind of say Saki Fua, being that she is of the tank. Like, the only reason why you would get her is if you're just really high into Frost and you were like, well, I already got Frigg, so I have to get Saki Fua, and then I'll just run my Coca Ritter with her. Not the best option for free-to-play, honestly, because of the characters coming up next. But, like, you know, if you want to do it, do it. But I don't recommend it at all. Like, I don't recommend it at all. Cobalt B, I don't recommend it at all. She's just fire DPS. I don't even think she has a resonance. Yeah, I don't recommend it at all. Honestly, Cobalt B at base is like not that great anyways. So if you're a free-to-play player, not the best for you. Even if you're like, oh, but I can recommend my zero. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. Ruby. Ruby is an option because she does have a flame resonance, and you can rock Ruby with 0 and another healer, and then you can have flame resonance, and then you can have another support. So that is an option for you. And again, the characters with resonance are the ones that kind of like work a lot better because it can boost the other weapon, and you could still keep your healer resonance and still do decent damage. So Ruby is an option, and Ruby's like pretty insane. So like that's also a bonus right there in itself. Now, if you spend, all of what I just said matters to you. If you are free to play, none of what I just said concerns you. You need to be saving up your stuff for the next two characters that I am talking about. If you are literally a player in Tower of Fantasy and you are free to play, these next two characters, if you're a healer support, will literally kind of just like chart or kind of decide how your account's going to be for the future because they're that impactful to your account. I would even say a little bit more so than like Nim, because you can survive without Nim. But these two characters, like, people would argue are the most important characters coming up. Lynn, we already know she's kind of a chameleon. She can be whatever she wants to be as long as you have two of the same on that team, right? So someone would be like, but Lucky, you've said that supports don't really need an elemental resonance. Yes, that is true. They don't really. We don't really have one because like the two best supports are like Frost and Flame right now, and then you can just rock like Nemesis or Lyra, right? People say like Zero eventually falls off, but that's like a long time from now. So like Zero and Coco Ritter are really good together because they give the buffs, they give the shield, they give damage immunity, like everything together, right? And a lot of people don't have Nim, so this is like literally the best option that we have for keeping the healer like resonance, right? Until we get this one. But what I'm saying is like if a character comes out, right? That is, oh, I don't know, a character that is part of like a resonance that works. Like let's say they drop another flame support or another frost support, right? Or another SSR Volt support or a physical support, then Lynn can be thrown onto that team. So she pretty much future-proofs you for boosting your damage and helping you with like solo content. I would say it's worth to grab one copy of Lynn, especially if you're a free-to-play player, because like that will just help your account significantly, even with your own solo content. A lot of you guys have been asking me, like, who do I get for solo content? It's a struggle. Reason is because I don't want you guys summoning anybody really like until we get here, because I assume most of you are free to play. If you're not, then you know you can talk to me on the stream, we can talk, but like I just assume most of you guys are free to play. So like I'm not gonna keep suggesting like literally every character that comes out because like it's gonna take away from these. Honestly, like I want you guys to get at least like a C3 Lane if you can, but like that doesn't really make sense for a free to play because I also want you to get, if you're a healer support main, more constellations on Lyra. Like, yes, you can get Lyra at base, but like for being a support, putting more into Lyra is gonna be more important for you. And like that's my opinion, based off of what I've read from her. Like you want more constellations on Lyra than Lynn. But again, Lyra is insane. Read her kit. I'm not going to go over it like in this video because it's a lot. Like literally there's an essay in one of her abilities. So towerfantasy.info, you can go to Simulacra and you can check her out. She has a lot of information just on her abilities, a lot of stuff to understand. If you want to see her in action, I know that Curios has her, you know, ask her, say, yo, Lucky said that you have a Lyra. Do you have any information on her? There's also Gaio who has her, if you can see her in action. Otherwise, if you can kind of read and kind of just visualize or just look up videos on her, you can also do that too because she's pretty crazy. If you are a healer support, this is the character. This is like our character right here. That is really insane. This is the character that I'm going all out for as a like support because she does so much. And you can literally run her with any other support and then like half whatever, and you could still be really solid depending on how you invest into your team, honestly. You could rock a Lyra with another support and Lynn if you have the resources and do tons of damage and still support. Like honestly, in a way, Lyra, Lynn, and Claudia is a really insane team. I believe that's what Curios runs. I saw it in action and it's pretty cool. Honestly, it's a really great physical team. You can do Lyra with Nemesis and like whoever else, you know, that might be coming in the future. Lyra is that great. You can just mix Lyra with like whatever. Because she's just good. Kind of like in a way with like Lynn. Like she's just so good on her own, honestly. And then these two characters coming up, Tian Lang and Annabelle. If you're free to play, ignore these two characters because we have no idea what the future is going to be for support. We have no idea who's going to be coming next. We have some idea that it's going to be a Frost character, but like I'm not sure if I know the role of it, but I don't think it's going to be a support. So until we know what the support is, like honestly, summoning any of these characters is going to be really dangerous for free to play because the unknown is dangerous to free to plays. If you spin, sure, yeah, get Tian Lang and you can run Nemesis, Tian Lang, and Pepper, right? That's definitely an option for you. But like again, for free to plays, just focus on these two characters. That's the only characters you want to get. I'd say at least get a star on each if you can afford it. Based off like you have time, you just have to skip everybody here. Like you just have to skip Saki, Ruby, Cobalt B, Claudia. You just skip all those, and then you just get these two characters, and you'll be fine as healer support. If you can get at least 1 or 2 star copies, you'll be solid. You'll be solid because you can mix them with literally any of these standard banner characters as a healer support and be fine. And you can still do your solo content. So that's pretty much what I have for this video. I just really want to just reiterate for healer supports, our future is honestly pretty cool. The fact that like we're really not looking for any more characters until Lyra Lynn. If you spin, there are options, but they're not like necessary. But there are options, right? That's all I'm gonna say, and that's why like on my healer account, like I just haven't really just been talking about anybody because like I don't want you guys to summon, but I'm saying it here. Do not summon anybody for free to play until you get here. If you spin, I mean honestly you can do whatever you want, but I already kind of told you the 3 characters that you want to get because they have resonance. And it'll help you in the future for whatever elements we have coming because you'll have resonance with them and that'll just be able to make a team off of that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Starting to get a little short-winded because of this COVID. So I'm not going to make this video too long. But if you guys want to catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv LuckyLuxGaming. I try to upload on YouTube as much as I can. Trying to get back into the swing of things. Remember, there is a giveaway for pretty much every 100 followers I've been getting. So I am almost to 900. So imagine not being followed and not being part of the community and not getting a BP because I gave away like 4 at the 800 mark. And then also, I am having a baby in December. So if you want to donate to the channel, I really do recommend, I really do thank those who have donated. You know who you are. You guys all are amazing. You've pretty much broken my first goal, and now we're moving on to the second goal. Just helping out my little girl, and I really honestly appreciate it. You guys are making me love being a full-time streamer and content creator more and more because it is a big decision and it is like pretty huge to decide to be a full-time content creator, especially when you have a family that you're trying to support. So like all the support you guys have been giving me is amazing, and I've been trying to give back to you guys Like Frontier Clash runs and Void Rift runs and Join Ops. If you are not getting those and you're in Solaris and you're like matchmaking, that's on you. Catch my streams. Holiest and Death Gun have been telling you to catch my streams. And I know I haven't been streaming, so that's part of my fault, but that's because of things that I can't control. But I know some of you haven't been there. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But you lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.